Thousands rallied on D.C. on Saturday for the One Nation Working Together rally. Organizers and supporters, including civil rights groups and unions, joining together to pledge their support behind the president and the struggling Democratic Party and the economic agenda. But our next guest says these rallies made a serious mistake in inviting the Communist Party to openly join their cause. Here to explain from Pittsburgh, Grove City College professor and author of Dupes, How America's Adversaries Have Manipulated Progressives for a Century, Paul Kengor. Professor, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. I was kind of shocked, to tell you the truth, to see that
I was too.
Not only did the CPUSA put it proudly on its website that it was joining this march, but when asked about it, Benjamin Jealous, who was the head of the NAACP, one of the organizers, said, this is a big tent, referring to the rally. Anyone who wants to stand up to create jobs, defend the jobs of teachers, police unions, nurses, firefighters, I say, come on in and join us. But there is a danger of allowing the Communist Party into your tent, isn't there?
There is. I mean, that's a really wide tent. I mean, that's a really big tent. I mean, you wouldn't want people on the conservative side to open it to the really extreme right. I mean, in fact, that's the kiss of death when you get these extremist groups who come to your rallies. And the irony here, David, too, is that, I mean, right on the website of the One Nation rally, I mean, if you go down there and look at the tab along the right-hand column, right. Communist Party USA is right there.
Well, and let's just emphasize, by the way, for those who don't know the history, Communist Party USA, they were defending Joseph Stalin when he was murdering millions of people. They were defending Mao Zedong when he was murdering. These are defenders of people that have murdered, in the name of ideology, millions of individuals, not unlike the Nazis.
That's right. I mean, you're talking 100 million dead in the 20th century. And in fact, I have one document right here, and this is from the 1940 American Peace Mobilization, and this was a communist front group that CPUSA ran, Communist Party USA ran, and the goal with this group was to hide the communist presence and try to attract progressive and liberals to come to their rallies. And in fact, this document right here, which is out of the Soviet Comintern archives on CPUSA, it actually says very carefully, don't let these people know that you're communists. Right. Hide your presence as well.
They don't have to anymore. You know, the incredible, because it's all in the open. The funny thing is, and I'm reading from their website right now, it says corporate America, this is from CPUSA, corporate America is also using anti-communism and red baiting to confuse and divide the people's movement. Well, the problem with that is, it's not red baiting if the people you're baiting are really red. I mean, these are communists accusing conservatives of red baiting, even though they're referring to communists.
Yeah, no, they've opened their arms and welcomed them in. And in fact, the irony too is that for about 100 years, I mean, you had progressives that were used by communists, and the communists wouldn't dare say, you know, we're communists. They had to hide their intentions. And so, in fact, sorry, I'm holding up documents, but this is a congressional report from 1961, right. and it was done by the Democratic Congress, and it's a guide to subversive organizations and publications, communist front groups that use progressives. And if you look in the index, the word progressive is listed here more than any other group.
Right, exactly. Forgive me for interrupting, Professor, but we've run out of time. But we have to remind folks, you don't even have to go back to 61. The records that we now have from the old Soviet Union make it clear what the Comintern was doing. One thing clear, the Tea Party has not been inviting extremist groups like the Nazis or anybody else in their tent, and the other side shouldn't do the same with their tent. We got to leave it at that,
exactly right.
Professor Paul Kengor, great to see you. Please come back and see us again.
Sure, David.
Coming up on deck, low